This video in this series is how to replace the coupler on this style Whirlpool washing machine. In order to access the internal components of this machine, we must first use a regular Phillips head screwdriver to remove the screws at the base of the console. After we remove the screws, we grab the console by the base, pull it forward 1/4 of an inch, and flip it up. After flipping up the console, you're going to want to unplug the lid switch connector from the body of the machine. Using a small flathead screwdriver, pry the clip away from the base of the connector and lift up. The body of the machine is held on by 2 clips. In order to remove these clips, we take a flathead screwdriver, stick it into the lip of the clip, and pry back. To remove the body from the machine, lift the lid, grab the front with your hand, rock back towards you, brace it with your knee, and lift out of the way. To remove the pump, pry the clip away from the pump, turn 90 degrees, and remove from the slot in the motor. Do the same for the next one. Continuing with the pump removal, take a pair of pliers, compress the spring clamps, and move them back along the hose away from the pump. Do the same with the lower one and remove the pump. Now the hoses may be tight, so if you turn them a bit, they will break loose and come off. And there you have your pump removed. To remove the motor, place a screwdriver under the clip, pry away from the motor, and remove the electrical connection. Then we'll take a 1/4 inch nut driver and remove the screws from the clips that hold the motor in place. Once this is done, we'll take that flathead screwdriver and pry the clip away from the motor. And then we'll put our hand under the motor and do the same for the top clip, and the motor falls into our hands. Remove the clip, remove the motor, and now we can access the coupler. To remove the coupler from the motor, using a claw hammer, apply pressure to the coupler. Tap it on several sides to evenly remove the coupler. Next, remove the rubber coupler connector, and then with a short flat screwdriver, reach behind the coupler and gently pry away from the spline. And remove the coupler. To install the coupler, separate the couplers into 3 components. Place one of them on the spline of the transmission. Turn until it lines up. Grab a spark plug socket and your hammer and tap into position. We would like to see the spline even with the coupler. Next, do the same procedure on the motor. Take your coupler, line it up on the spline of the motor, grab your spark plug socket and tap into position. Okay, put the rubber grommet in between the 2 halves. Now this is rather important. Line up these holes. Put this one up, this one down. Bring the motor over and slide into position. Take the top clamp, slip it in, turn it 90 degrees to lock it in, and clip motor in place. Bring the bottom one up and clip into place. Then plug in the electrical connection for the motor. Take your 1/4 inch screws and your 1/4 inch nut driver. Place the screws back in to hold the clips in position so the motor doesn't come out. And then we can put the pump in position. Alright, in order to install the pump, Line it up with the spline on the motor and slip it on. Take our clips, turn them 90 degrees, slide it into the slot, turn 90 degrees, and clip onto the motor. Do the bottom one the same way. Hold the pump in place. Come up to our hoses. Slip the top hose on. With your pliers, grab the spring clamp, slide into position, and do the same with the bottom. And that will conclude the installation of the pump. Just like this. Okay, to install the body, lift the lid, grab the machine, put it on your knee, swing it around, bring it into position. This is important. Line the white bottom rail up and under the machine, the black rail, and then drop down into position. Pull your back forward, drop it on top, line everything up, connect your connector, grab your clips, put your clips in position, this lip underneath the back so we can get into it easily next time. Let's clip under the back, clip into position, and push. Now you're in position, close the lid, slide